Well, now we're pleased to welcome to After Hours the player who gives the Canucks perhaps the best 1-2 punch at center in the league. Ryan Kesler doesn't really hate Canadians, otherwise he wouldn't have agreed to come on the program. So there, didn't take too long to get to that, did it?
No, not at all.
We're going to talk some more about the Olympics and other current issues in a moment. But first, let's get really current and give me your take on the Sedin magic that we saw tonight. And did you feel bad about scoring and Henrik wasn't in on it?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to give him the puck on the bench, but those two, they're special players, and they played great tonight. They showed the whole league why, you know, Hank should be the MVP, and why hopefully he gets the scoring title.
Brian, we talk about a game like that doesn't mean anything in moving in the standings, but how much did it mean to the teammates to try to everybody chip in and do their part to try to get Henrik that opportunity?
Yeah,
we saw Kevin Bieksa when he scored. He was upset
that's
too.
What we've been trying to do the last couple games is help him out as much as possible. Obviously, no one wanted to shoot unless he touched the puck. So
we noticed that a lot.
He played well. That line played well for us tonight. It was a good game for him.
He's got a 3-point lead now when Ovechkin plays against Boston tomorrow. Do you think it's going to be enough to win the Art Ross?
Yeah, hopefully Boston shuts them down tomorrow. And
well, they're a pretty good defensive team.
Yeah, so hopefully he can get it. It'll be good for him and good for the organization.
Ryan, the Canucks, for the most part during your time here, have had good regular season performances, usually around 100 points, but never got past the second round. Why do you think you can go all the way this year?
Just a good group of guys, good character guys. You know, I think this is the best offensive group I've had here, goal scoring wise, since I've been here. So we have one of the best goalies in the league, a good defensive crop, and you know, like you said, we have 3 good scoring lines and a great energy line.
Yeah, do you not feel better prepared going into a long series knowing that it's not just one line that needs to score? You had 6 20-goal scores. First time that's happened in 18 years. So does that give you guys a different a look out there and harder for matchups for your opponents?
Yeah, hopefully it's tough for the other team to match up against not just Hank's line, but the rest of our lines. You know, we want to not put all the pressure on their line. We want to take the pressure off by having 3 lines, 4 lines going and really generating that way.
You came into the league as a checking or defensive center. Now you're an offensive player. You can say what you want about Matt Sundin's short time in Vancouver. And one of the things people say about his stay here is that he helped turn you into a point producer. What was the Sundin effect on you?
He really brought my game to the next level. I have a lot to thank him for. You know, when he came on, he kind of pushed me down to the 3rd line role, and I was with Burr and Bernier, and then they put me on wing with him, and we just had chemistry, and he really taught me how to be a pro every day, come to the rink and get better, and I can't thank him enough.
Here's a question from one of the fans. Now, I've just gone away from it, but I'm going to find it. Oh, here it is. From Tim in Penticton, BC. Before a game, what songs do you use to get pumped up?
Songs.
That wasn't the one I was going to ask you, but that's
you're not singing, I hope.
What music?
The one I like during warm-up is the one we come out to, Jay-Z public service announcement. But
you know the words?
Yeah, I'm not going to sing it though.
Let's hear a few.
I don't want to embarrass myself like that.
You almost had it.
I sound good in my head, but
we did this to Rob
not alone.
We got him to read the lyrics to a rap song, a hip-hop song, and nothing sounds worse than just reading the lyrics. So we'll give you a pass on that.
Thank you.
Anything else besides Jay-Z?
Nickelback. You know, we like hip-hop and techno before the game to get into it, and it's partly probably to do with me.
Brian, we talked about the individual accomplishment of trying to get Henrik the Art Ross. There's been a lot of talk of the year, despite a career year offensively for you, talk of a Selke. You know, how much does that, the pride of doing that role, being both offensively gifted but also do your role defensively, do you take into games, and would that be something that obviously would be icing on a cake of a great year?
Yeah, it would be. You know, it's a fine line, offense and defensive. You can't push too much, and you can't sit back too much, because they look for my line to produce offense too. So it's something I've always taken pride in, and you know, the points were coming this year, and I didn't try to stray away from that defensive game too much.
Ryan, here's a quote I read about you on a blog, and it is this. I hate Ryan Kesler. He plays with malice in his heart, but damn, I'd love to have him on my team, end quote. So, you know, it's no secret that other players do hate you. Jesse Boileries tried to take your head off, and Chris Pronger, I think, tried to amputate your leg below the knee. How much pride do you take in the fact that other players hate playing against you?
I don't know if it's a pride thing. I try to go out and play the same way every night, and obviously I get under some players' skin more than other, and that's one incident with Boileries. Me and him were going at it all game, and I got it under his skin. That's a young Ryan Kesler right there.
And the Pronger episode.
Yeah, we go at it every game that we see each other. He's in the East now, but he's a tough guy to play against, and I just try to hit him whenever possible, and yeah, get under his skin that way.
Yeah.
How much do you look forward to playoff battles then? I mean, that's really when it starts to take full. You're playing the same team night in and night out. How much does that take hold of you?
It's something that's, I guess, in my repertoire. I have to do it. I have to get under guys' skin to be effective, and you know, if I get away from that, then I'm not playing my game.
So you don't like those NHLPA golf tournaments where you guys intermingle?
You know what?
You don't want to get to know anybody and like anybody.
You know what? I have good friends off the ice. You know, the U.S. Olympic team that I was on. Obviously, I still talk to a lot of those guys, but the one thing is, when I step on the ice, I can't be friends with them. Then I wouldn't play my game then, and it's really one of those things where I have to not hate them, but have a lot of respect for them, that I give them no room out there.
Which brings us to I hate Canadians. Did you have any trouble getting a table in a restaurant after you said that here in Vancouver during the Olympics?
I don't hate Canadians. Which one am I looking at?
Yeah, you're over on that one.
No, it was a very emotional tournament, and you know, obviously it's a big rivalry, and we're not fond for one another, but it was a good game, probably the best game I'll ever be a part of, and you know, I'm very happy for the experience, and the people of Vancouver treated my family very well when they were here, and I had a lot of relatives, and you know, I'd like to thank everybody for that.
Yeah, well, on this topic of hate, you play with an edge. Is it not fair to say that you almost work yourself up into a state of hate for every team you play against? And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what it takes to win.
I think you have to.
I don't know if
witness tonight, little exchange with Jerome McGinley.
But like I said, it's my style of game, and if I'm not playing that way, then I'm not being effective. It's something that I have to do for my teammates, and it's almost a more of a respect thing, and for my game, I have to play hard, and I have to be hard to play against.
Well, of course, there's the obvious question. Who do you hate the most in the NHL?
No comment. You're going to get me to say something.
You don't want to start anything going into the playoffs.
It's almost 2 months since the Olympic final. Does silver feel any better now than it did moments after the medal presentations?
Yeah. As you can see with most of the pictures out there, I wasn't too happy at the time, but as time passed, I'm pretty proud of myself and my teammates for what we accomplished, and you know, it's something pretty special. It's not every day you win a silver medal, and I'm sure as time goes on, I'm going to appreciate it even more.
What did you learn about playing under pressure, but from being in that circumstance? I mean, it's like being in overtime every game, seemingly. What did you learn and take from that?
You know, I think you got to just play in the moment. You can't think ahead, and you can't sit back and wait. You got to go and take it, and that was the biggest thing with our team. We didn't give anybody too much respect. We went out and tried to take it from them. We didn't sit back, and we left it all on the ice, and obviously Canada got us in the end, but we left everything out there, and I'm proud of the group that we had.
Ryan, a few moments ago we showed you taking that vicious shot to the head from Jesse Boileries, but we should also point out that you deal out a few shots as well. Last week 5 in a game for a hit we're going to see now on Derek Morris, and more than a few people thought that Morris invited the hit by turning his back at the last second. But I'm interested in your mindset here. What are you thinking, given the sensitivity to hits from behind?
I'm thinking he sees me and he's going to give me a cold shoulder, which is, you know, not look and kind of just put a shoulder into me. So I'm expecting that, and I know he knows I'm coming. So you know, I just try to rub him out, and you know, if I don't hit him there, I get in crap from my coach. So it's something that I have to do, and it's unfortunate that, you know, he had a bloody nose and I got kicked out, but you know, it's something where I thought he was going to hit me back, so there was no intention to hurt him there.
Okay. I want to thank you for joining us. We're going to have one more segment with you. So Ryan Kesler of the Vancouver Canucks, who arrives on the puck generally in ill humor, our guest on After Hours. Will continue live from GM Place in Vancouver in a moment. Well, back with you at GM Place, where tonight the Vancouver Canucks played Game 82 of the regular schedule. Now look forward to a Stanley Cup run that can last anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months. Ryan Kesler is thinking only in terms of the latter, and we guess not thinking about an acting career.
Like many athletes, Ryan Kesler isn't much of an actor. But he wants you to know that you can make a difference on Team Power Smart with actions as simple as throwing on a sweater like he does, rather than turning up the heat.
Make a difference and conserve today. Join Team Power Smart at bchydro.com.
Anything you'd like to add, Ryan?
No.
Well, now, it didn't take too long to shoot that, did it?
About 15, 20 takes. I was there for like 3 hours.
Was it hard to get that word "no" out, or what?
Yeah, I couldn't get putting on the sweater right. It was I was off on time.
That was good. Great.
Well, we talk about expectations coming in this year, and you know, your team has done a lot. 3 out of the 4 years you've won your division. You go into the playoffs each year with a mindset of trying to win. But how much different is it this year for your club, going in with the sights of trying to win a Stanley Cup?
Yeah, that's a big thing. We have to keep our eyes on the sight, and that is winning the Stanley Cup. Anything else for this group isn't good enough, and we know that. We're going in to go all the way, and other than that, you know, we got to focus one round at a time, one game at a time, and the process will work itself out.
Here's a question for you, Ryan, from Deepak in Surrey, BC. What was the biggest reason that made you decide to stay with the Vancouver Canucks? I can think about 5 million of them myself.
Yeah.
But no.
It's yeah.
Well, actually,
we'd be here all night if
let me rephrase the question, or get to the point about the new contract. It happened very quickly. In a window of 36 hours, negotiations were complete. When I think most people thought that you would become an unrestricted free agent, or a restricted, free agent, and that the negotiations would maybe even go down to the wire in the summertime. You surprised the deal came together so quickly?
Yeah, I was. Obviously, when they cut off talks, I was expecting to, you know, go to July 1 and hopefully work something out with them. But when we contacted them, they were really eager. Both sides were really eager to get something done, and you know, it was a fair deal for both sides, and I'm happy to be a Vancouver Canuck for the next 6 years.
And what does it mean playing? I know you're an American, but playing in a Canadian city where you walk around and hockey is everywhere.
Yeah,
does that make a difference?
It's
too?
electrifying.
Yeah.
Walking down the street, people recognize you, and it's a great city. It's probably one of the most beautiful cities in North America, and it's. I'm privileged to be able to play for this organization. It's a great organization. It's first class, and the city, you couldn't live in a better city.
You're from Livonia, Michigan. The other star from that town looks like he's going to retire at the end of the season. The season's done now. How big a hero was Mike Modano to you growing up?
He was my role model. He was someone that I looked up to, being from the same hometown. I tried to model my game against him, and you know, to see that game last night and see him score the game winner in the shootout and the tire with a minute and a half left, and it kind of, you know, it brought tears to my eyes too. You know, he's done a lot for USA Hockey and a lot for Minnesota and Dallas, and he's still a great role model for me. I've had the privilege to you know, be on the same ice sheet as them and get to know them through the Olympic camps. So it's a person that I really look up to, and you know, hopefully we can see each other down the road one day.
It's probably even more emotional for him tonight because Dallas played in Minnesota. At the end of the night, he went into the room and put on the Minnesota North Stars uniform and skated around a huge ovation, because that's, of course, where he started his career and had some great years in Minnesota. But leads me to this. Such respect for Mike Modano. How hard would it be to work yourself up into a state of hate for a guy like that when you play? Whatever it takes.
You know, it was one of those things where you respect a guy so much that you want to kind of show him what you got. You know, you want to play hard against him, and you know, like I said, he was my childhood idol, and it was a privilege to be on the same ice and to be taking draws against him.
How much pride do you take out of the National Development Program in the U.S.? You're a graduate from that, and do they bring you back to talk to some of the new kids coming up? Because it seems like it's had a great impact on U.S. hockey.
Yeah, it's a great program they got there. The under-17, they really bring in kids, and we leave men. They teach us how to become pros, teach us how to become athletes, work out, technique of working out, which is really important, and they teach you the fundamentals and work on your skill set every day, which is, you know, at this level you don't get to work on every day. So it's something that, it's a great program, and if anybody has the opportunity to go there, they should go in a heartbeat. And my dad actually scouts for him now, so
good.
It's I guess a Kesler name still in the organization, and it's a great program.
Short time we have left. Let's get to what matters the most, which is family. You and Andrea have one child, Michaela, who's coming up on her 2nd birthday. And she is absolutely gorgeous. No questions required here. Just go ahead and talk about her.
This is her first interview.
And she's not interested in talking to Willis, apparently.
She was doing what I was thinking, was turning my back. No, she's a doll. She
that
has me wrapped around her finger, and she knows it. Yeah, she's all smiles. I was telling the guys today, she smiled more in the 2 years than I have my entire lifetime. So all the guys think I'm grumpy. So around the rink, I'm just serious. It's game time when I'm around the rink, and it's a job for me. So to have her around and be able to go home to her, and she always brings a smile to my face, and you know, I'm extremely lucky to have that beautiful of a daughter.
Very quickly, tomorrow you find out if it's Detroit, LA, or Nashville that you meet in the first round, most likely starting here next Wednesday. What's your preference?
It's a tough one. Obviously, travel-wise, LA would be probably the best gig, but they're all great hockey clubs, and it's going to be a battle. It's nowadays the league's so tight, top to bottom, 1 to 8 is every team's a great hockey team. So to be able to pick one, obviously, it'd be really hard.
All right, we won't make you then. Thanks for your time, Ryan. Ryan Kesler, our guest on After Hours, Olympic silver medalist and a key cog, as we say, in the Canuck attack. Back to wrap after this.